Now, the United States is known worldwide for its freedom and equality of all people. And as generations progress and our times change, we're facing new controversies. One of these social controversies that we're facing today is the legalization of same-sex marriage. According to the survey that I sent out, 8 out of 9 of you agreed that gay marriage should be legalized in America. Now, we were especially hearing a lot about this controversy with the media, typically with the new presidential election. And it seems like the majority of negative opinions come from those from religious backgrounds, and the positive opinions come from the gay rights activists. Now, because our country is known for its diversity and acceptance of all people, I would really like to take the time to discuss the issues that most people have with gay marriage, and then I'll further explain solutions to this controversy. Same-sex marriage affects not only homosexuals, but heterosexual couples as well. And according to the Pew Research Center statistics from 2011 and 2012, Americans are divided on their opinions about same-sex marriage. 41% are in favor, 47% oppose it, and 10% are just unsure or didn't wish to answer the question. Currently, 8 states recognize and legalize gay marriage. Of those 8 states, Massachusetts was the first one to legalize gay marriage back in 2004. And since then, their divorce rates have declined 21%, which now makes it the state with the lowest divorce rate in the country. Along with everyone's negative opinions on same-sex marriage, it seems to bring about violent nature in people. According to Mike Walters of the FBI hate crime statistics, there were 6,604 hate crimes in 2009, and 18.5% of those were based on sexual orientation, and the majority of them were actually violent in nature. Now, there are several causes why same-sex marriage has become such a large controversy in America, and the main cause seems to be derived from religious beliefs. The courts control marriage, but many seem to conflict their ideas on marriage with their beliefs in their church. And, for example, many Christians forbid homosexuality, and they view it as a sin because of their interpretation of the Bible. They believe the Bible states that marriage is solely between a man and a woman. Along with religious beliefs seems to come the idea of procreation. People believe that marriage is mainly to procreate, and because homosexuals are unable to procreate, opponents believe that our population is going to decrease and our human species is eventually just going to wither. Now, another likely cause against same-sex marriage is the idea that it's going to weaken the values of a traditional family. And some believe that it could actually open the door to other controversies like acceptance for polygamy and things of that nature. Along with that, the last cause that I'm going to mention involves legal benefits of marriage, which many of us don't think when we're in love and want to get married. We forget that marriage concerns things like hospital visits and critical medical decisions, even things like taxes and insurance benefits. And opponents of same-sex marriage seem to believe that it's unlawful for gays to receive those same financial benefits as a heterosexual married couple does. Now, to find a solution to this controversy, we need to view this issue from the perspective of a homosexual. And in America, we're lucky that we have the separation of church and state. And gay marriage is protected by the Constitution's commitments to liberty and equality. According to the U.S. Supreme Court, in 1974, they declared that the freedom of personal choice in matters of marriage and family is one of the liberties protected by the Due Process Clause and the Equal Marriage Clause. So that fact there clearly states that as individuals in America, we are free to decide who we marry and how we raise our families. It's our personal choice. Nowhere in the Constitution does it state that there is need for spiritual or religious aspects to require a marriage. We have our own choice to neglect religion in marriage, just as we have our own choice to neglect procreation. Being married doesn't require us to bear children, and some heterosexual couples deal with infertility, and other heterosexual couples simply have no desire to bear and raise children of their own. Now, there's a staggering statistic from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services that in 2011 alone, there were 100,000 children in America just waiting to be adopted. That fact is alarming, and really it stresses the option of adoption, whether you're a homosexual couple or a heterosexual couple. A study at the University of Virginia back in 2010 found that children of gay fathers were as well adjusted as those adopted by heterosexual couples. So those who believe that our population is going to decrease if same-sex marriage is legalized must be unaware that there are billions of heterosexual couples that are still going to continue to reproduce, despite the legality of gay marriage or not. And likewise, the sexual orientation of a couple does not represent the values that they're going to portray. A study published in April 2009 by Laura Lingbim titled Same-Sex Marriage and Negative Externalities found that same-sex marriage or civil unions have no adverse effect on marriage, divorce, or abortion rates. Now, along with that, the media seems to portray sometimes homosexuals with a general stereotype who have multiple sex partners, and it eventually makes them major transients of STDs like AIDS or HIVs. And likewise, the term traditional family is ultimately a matter of opinion, and I was unable to find any facts stating that a homosexual couple is incapable of providing those same parental benefits of those of a heterosexual couple. In my opinion, children are better off being raised by two loving parents, despite their sexual orientation. Lastly, the legal benefits of marriage should be open to any type of couple. Now, for example, if a person in a homosexual couple has been together for 20 years and one gets critically ill, there are no legal rights at all allowing him or her to make those crucial medical decisions for their significant other. So if that sick person is near death, their significant other of 20 years gets no legal say in the results of their life. Also, homosexual couples are void of other legalities such as ownership of property. So if one person owned the house that the couple lived in and that person passed away, their significant other would have no right to the house whatsoever. The legal rights of that person's property would actually be given to the next of kin. The partner would be left with nothing at all, whether that deceased person wished for it to go to the next of kin or not. If not stated in the will, they have no rights whatsoever. So now, in conclusion, marriage is something that should just be honored. It's the public union of two people who care deeply for each other and they wish to spend the rest of their lives together. Nowadays, divorce rates are rising and marriage is something that many people are just taking for granted. It's necessary for our society to acknowledge that denying people from being wed is really denying them of their basic human rights as an American. And religious beliefs should not coincide with the legality of gay marriage, and homosexuals should not be constrained from adopting children and raising a family. Same-sex couples should have legal rights to marriage, to have children of their own, and to have the respect from society to be able to differentiate between their religion and their marriage. And restricting same-sex marriage just goes against our Constitution, and ultimately it discriminates against a single group of people. And my hope is that in the near future, the controversy will eventually be refined and that homosexual couples will be accepted in our country and they'll be able to live as a happy married couple along with the heterosexual couples.